Brian, Craig, Patricia, and actually Michael Haynes. We didn't get Michael to do our homework. We actually
so are you sure? I'm not sure about that.
You can check with him. We've built a good relationship in the past 35 minutes.
Okay.
Got us covered, so that's all good. I guess we followed a couple of different themes. I guess the first theme that Brian Levine mentioned was, at a time like now, a lot of our clients are actually in crisis. And so going to them with innovation is not necessarily something that they're looking for. And I guess we talked about how do we get close to the inner circle, and I guess what we learned from Michael and then discussing with our group, it's about starting with content and information and providing our clients or potential clients with information about the industry and where they can do better without it necessarily having been sold to them by us or having created innovation for us or for them, which leads into some of the things that Brian Fine talked about, which is around helping them overcome barriers through listening, using case studies, and then looking at some innovation that's outside of the models of norms. With Craig's help, we talked around, again, it being important to do innovation with the client. It's not necessarily our innovation, but it's innovation inside their business that makes a difference in helping them arguably revisit challenges they've got that they may not have taken time to address in the past. Some of the observations I made were around the increasing need for multiple sources of data like third-party reviews, free trials, guarantees. So a lot more external information, particularly given the buyers are often not going to be users now. And I guess that led us to talking about relationships at all levels. And Patricia raised a few interesting ideas around influencer marketing, how to create positioning in partnership with others, and looking at, I guess, the micro aspects of how we build those relationships. And the last thing that led us to was talking about relationships. In the spirit of know, like, and trust in the BBG formula is that it takes time. Craig mentioned an interesting thing is we don't necessarily partner with competitors. Sometimes we might need to, it might be helpful, but that's often when we go looking for people to collaborate with, they look just like us and there's a tendency to avoid them. But we also need to be quite agile about that, and then it takes time. So whether it's a local-based relationship or an international one, sometimes it's good for creating critical mass around tenders and proposals. Other times, for a lot of us that are solopreneurs, it's also a good way to build our own internal capability, as in sometimes this is a lonely business as well. So full credit to BBG for putting these things together.